So, last night I had the pleasure of seeing the new Godzilla movie by Legendary Films. I've been a Godzilla fan since I was a young boy. I had a Japanese babysitter that was around for a lot of my childhood, and she introduced me to a lot of the food and culture of Japan. Starting with Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla on VHS, I've been following the radioactive monsters movies for quite some time. I was only 10 years old when the 1998 reboot came to theaters, and ever since then, I've been waiting to see America give Godzilla another shot. Legendary have managed to thoroughly surprise me with this updated movie. Upon seeing the trailers, I had a feeling that they were going to do the monster justice, and the movie excelled beyond my expectations. This review will not contain spoilers, so anyone who hasn't seen the film need not worry about any of it being ruined. The film is centered around Joe Brody, played by Bryan Cranston, and his son Ford, played by Aaron Taylor Johnson. Sandra Brody, Joe's wife, worked at the Janjira nuclear plant near Tokyo. The plant suffers a massive explosion and radiation leak which, against Joe's best efforts, kills Sandra and other workers at the plant. This ties into a plot involving Ichiro Serizawa, played by Ken Watanabe. Nice nod to the 54 movie, by the way. And his team trying to uncover the secrets of creatures known as Mutos. This much we can see in the trailers of the film. Aside from this, I can tell you that the actors do an exceptional job of carrying the story effectively. Typically, Godzilla films in general tend to just have humans carry the plot until Godzilla arrives. This film does a good job of giving us characters that are relatively engaging. Sure, at times it could be a bit stronger, but I'm pretty pleased with the characters we got to know in the film. One thing I was a little bummed about was the fact that this movie is not a direct sequel to the original Godzilla. The new continuity is pretty cool though. If you want more background into it, I suggest reading the prequel comic, Godzilla Awakening. It's not a very lengthy book, but it's certainly insightful. While this film doesn't quite succeed as much as the original film does as a drama, again, the actors serve their purpose. They truly set up a grand stage for Godzilla to appear in the third act. My favorite aspects of this film include its pacing. Unlike Pacific Rim, which I had a blast watching, this film doesn't spill the goods that quickly. It took its time teasing the audience, which led to a truly awesome encounter at the end of the film. Lately in big budget reboots and films, we've seen a lot of cramming going on. It's as if studios are trying to catch up with the Avengers. As a result, movies are almost enlarged teaser trailers for their subsequent sequels. This movie is far from that. You can tell the creative team focused above all else to make this film a great movie. Sure, there can be a sequel, and if there is, that would be great, but it doesn't leave many unanswered questions about the main antagonist's fate. Another thing I enjoyed was how the third act was satisfying enough. It wasn't too much like some movies, it also wasn't too little either. Legendary kept all of the aspects that made Godzilla great. I was very satisfied with the monster they gave us and his story. The moral of the story is also pretty clear. We cannot control nature. It's bigger than us. It is best summed up in the words of Raymond Burr. Nature has a way of sometimes reminding man of just how small he is. She occasionally throws up terrible offsprings of our pride and carelessness to remind us of how puny we really are in the face of a tornado, an earthquake, or a Godzilla. Speaking of past films, I also appreciated some of the Easter eggs dropped throughout the film. This movie was made with care and respect to the source material, and I, for one, look forward to seeing it many more times. I give this movie a solid A rating for a Godzilla film. It's very good, not exactly perfect, but this movie will rank among my favorites in the series for sure. If you liked my analysis of Godzilla, please hit the subscribe button below. Thanks.